There isn't much that's unknown about the Galaxy S24, even though it's still 3 weeks away from its official announcement. We've seen leaks about its design, specifications, and software features over the months. Recently, another leak surfaced confirming the revealed details, along with a complete specifications list for these phones. The interesting part of this leak is that it claims the Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus will only come with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor in Canada and the US. In rest countries around the world, these two phones will be equipped with the Exynos 2400 processor. On the other hand, the Galaxy S24 Ultra will exclusively use Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 across all countries globally. However, it seems that Samsung is reverting back to using Exynos chips for markets when it comes to their Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus. This decision could potentially pose challenges, lead to customer dissatisfaction if these chips don't perform well as Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. It's still uncertain how the Exynos 2400 will perform and whether there will be differences in terms of performance, battery life, or stability compared to the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor used in the Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus models in Canada and the US, and as the Ultra version worldwide. As we all know, Samsung had a success this year with the release of the Galaxy S23 series, which has been widely recognized as some of the top-notch smartphones in 2023. The positive reviews from experts and consumers have been reflected in their sales figures. This success can be attributed to the energy-efficient Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor used in these phones. Users have reported no issues with overheating, performance throttling, or battery life problems. While this may be news for some people, it may not be as favorable for countries than the US and Canada. The overall sales of these models might be impacted by this dynamic. It ultimately relies on Samsung's ability to offer pre-order deals for these variants. Before diving into the specifications shown later in the video, it's important to note that the Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus will be slightly cheaper than their predecessors, while the S24 Ultra is expected to come at a price compared to the S23 Ultra. According to the report, it seems that the Galaxy S24 will have a starting price of €899 for the 128GB version, while the 256GB version will be priced at €959. As for the Galaxy S24 Plus, it is expected to cost €1149 for the 256 and €1269 for the 512GB version. The S24 Ultra on the hand is rumored to be priced at €1449 for the 256GB option and $1569 for the 512 variant. There are also talks of a 1TB version of the phone. No information regarding its pricing has been revealed yet. In comparison years, Galaxy S23 started at €949 in Europe, while the starting price for the S23 was €1199. The S23 Ultra had a launch price of €1399 for its 256GB model this year. Keep in mind that prices may slightly vary due to taxes across countries. However, it appears that both the Galaxy S24 and S24 Plus will be more affordable than their predecessors, while there might be an increase in price for the S24 Ultra compared to its iteration. It is worth noting that pricing in the US market could potentially be lower. We'll have a picture once these phones are officially announced. Now for those excited, we're going to run through the full specs design and the price for each model in this 24 series to help you guys decide which one is right for you. Now for my regular viewers, you guys have seen this, so just skip to the next video, but if you're new here, then hit subscribe button for future updates too. Now we'll get right into it. The standard Galaxy S24 is coming with a 6.2-inch, 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. We get a resolution of 2340 by 1080, and it's going to be using Samsung's new M13 OLED panels protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2 with an Armor Aluminium 2.0 protection. We get a 12 megapixels punch hole camera for the selfies. Then on the rear, it's a 50 megapixels primary camera, a 12 megapixels ultra-wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto, and of course it's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in Canada and USA. While rest of the countries worldwide are going to be getting the Exynos 2400. We get 8 gigs of RAM and a choice of 128 or 256 gig storage, and this is going to be a UFS 4.0. It comes with a 4,000 mAh battery and while having a 25 watts fast charging. We do know that we're getting 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. Now it's coming with One UI 6.1 based on Android 14, and it's expected to launch from about $850 to $900, and that's going to be in February 2024. Now next up, we've got the Galaxy S24 Plus with a 6.7-inch 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. We get an upgraded Quad HD Plus resolution of 3120 by 1440, and it's going to be using Samsung's new M13 OLED panel, and again protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2 with an Armor Aluminium 2.0 protection. We get a 12 megapixels punch hole camera for the selfies. Then on the rear again, it's a 50 megapixels primary, a 12 megapixels ultra wide, and a 10 megapixel telephoto. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in Canada and USA, while rest of the countries worldwide are going to be getting the Exynos 2400, and again we get 12 gigs of RAM, then the choice of 256 or 512 gig storage, which will be USS 4.0. It comes with a 4,900 mAh battery while having 45 watts fast charging, and again we get 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. It's coming with One UI 6.1 based on Android 14, and it's expected to launch from about $1,050. Now finally, we've got the most premium, the Galaxy S24 Ultra. With this 24 Ultra, we got a 6.8 in 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. It's got a resolution of 3088 by 1440, and again, it's using Samsung's new M13 OLED panel protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2. We get a 12 megapixels punch hole camera for the selfies. Then on the rear, it's a 200 megapixels primary camera, a 12 megapixels ultra wide, we get a 50 megapixels 3x telephoto, as well as a 10 megapixels telephoto with 10 times optical zoom. Despite previous rumors, it's going to be powered up by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in all regions, and it's only this 24 and this 24 Plus that is still going to be using the Exynos, and with this 24 Ultra, we get up to 12 gigs of RAM with the choice of 256, 512, and 1 terabyte of storage. And this is of course USS 4.0. It comes with a 5,000 mAh battery, and while having 45 watts fast charging, and we're also going to get 5G, Bluetooth 5.3, and Wi-Fi 7. Now it's coming with One UI 6.1 based on Android 14, and it's expected to launch from $1,250. So overall, the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra brings a fresh design with more strength and much brighter display, on top of upgraded hardware and lots of new AI features. The inclusion of the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in all models of the Ultra feels like a good move from Samsung, and with upgrades across the whole lineup, it should see plenty of success. Now, because of the similarities to the predecessor, though it's probably not going to make anyone with an S23 Ultra rush for an upgrade, but for anyone with an older S phone or looking to get their first S phone, then it's going to be a great choice. Now, of course, being so close to launch, more and more details are going to continue to come in, and I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they do. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future. So, what are your thoughts on these pricing for the upcoming S24 lineup? Share it down below in the comments section, and for more updates you can check out our channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you for the next time. Peace out.